Hey, 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 Angie Rae here with Girl That's Toxic. Hope you're doing well. You can like, subscribe, share, and comment. That would make me happy. Hope you're doing well. This is something that's very near and dear to my heart, and it should be for all of us, and that is the Voting Rights Act of 1965. If you know anything about American history, about black history within American history, you know that many people, especially many people down south, lost their lives simply because they wanted the right to vote. So this is a very sacred act for me, the Voting Rights Act of 1965. And I'm coming here today to let you know it continues to be gutted. This time, let's go ahead over here and look at a couple of things. Look at this post. The Eighth Circuit just ruled that the NAACP is no longer allowed to sue under the Voting Rights Act. The decision came from two white male judges. One was a Trump appointment, the other a Bush appointment, and two Bush appointments. And the only black judge dissented on this. So, no private group, let's go here. No private groups and voters can bring lawsuits under Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. So that means I can't, and that means that the NAACP, a private group organization like that, they can't as well. And this goes on to say in the past 40 years, there have been at least 182 successful Section 2 cases. Only 15 were brought solely by the DOJ because what the Eighth Circuit wants to do is rule that only the Department of Justice can bring these sorts of claims and lay them out. No longer can individuals or groups like the NAACP. And what the second paragraph here lets us know, that at least 182 successful Section 2 cases were brought, which is amazing, but only 15 of those were brought by the Department of Justice. So in other words, the Department of Justice has not even really been enforcing this, which is unfortunate. This is just really, really troubling. And let me just tell you that Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act is a general provision, okay, that's prohibiting state and local governments from imposing any voting rule that results in the denial or abridgment of the right of any citizen to vote on account of race or color or membership in a language minority group. Now, was it 2013? The Supreme Court, the United States Supreme Court, just gutted. They started there. What we're talking about today, Section 2, was done by a federal court, but the Supreme Court of the United States, they gutted Section 5. And it was the most powerful provision within the Voting Rights Act. And what it required is that those states that were on the hook for being racist and preventing people from voting, that until they made any changes to voting rules, voting this, that, or the other, they had to get pre-clearance from a federal authority in order to do this. And in 2013, that was gutted. They were like, no, the Supreme Court said whatever formula was used to determine which states would fall under this umbrella, no, that formula is outdated. Instead of saying, let's have a new formula, or instead of understanding how very important this specific section was, the U.S. Supreme Court said no. And it was a 5-4 decision, of course, with the conservatives having the majority vote. This is just, again, I need y'all to know this stuff. I'm going to give you X, but I need you to go and say, I need to do my research on this. This impacts people of color, and in particular, black people, because this was created around what was happening to black people. So the Civil Rights Act of 1965, the Voting Rights Act of all a part of what people who look like me, we needed these acts created by the federal government in order for us to try and have a normal life here in the United States of America with some sort of protection for the racism that was coming at us. This is just really so upsetting. Um, Moving on, someone says reporters, okay? If you are covering the Eighth Circuit Voting Rights Act decision, you need to explain that. And then they say, they give you the states that this will impact: Arkansas, um, Iowa, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota. And then they said the Fifth Circuit, which is Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas, decided the opposite last week. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, what? Y'all, we got to be aware of this kind of stuff. People are trying to take the right to vote away from us. If this doesn't resonate with you, then what happened in the last election process should. That was people trying to take your vote away from you. All of this election denying, that is about taking away the very sacred right that I have, that you have to vote the way you want to. Yes, I want you to vote a certain way, but that's my vote, my one vote, you know, and I'm not going to let them take that away from me. And so we need to be aware, alert, responsive. Call your congressperson. I need you to start getting involved. Don't let life happen to you. I need you to start happening to life. And this gutting of continuing to gut the Voting Rights Act, this should be something that we are all concerned with, irrespective of our race, religion, ethnicity, etc.